This is KJ, I am Daddy, and this is another episode of Fried Friends.
Fried Friends?
In this particular episode, we're going to be telling you about how we fried this walk. What was it called?
Ridgeway.
So the Ridgeway is this walk. We'll elaborate.
It's just a Ridgeway walk. It goes from one point to another point. It's 85 miles long. That's about what it is.
That's why.
It's just called the Ridgeway, isn't it?
There was 4 of us, so it was me, KJ, Adam and Joey. Basically, I wanted to do the video where all 4 of us go through the story and they wouldn't come on the show. Cheers, guys. KJ is hating every second of this. Well, before we go on about the Ridgeway, do you want to tell these people anything about yourself?
Really, mate, no.
So in this video, we're going to explain our walk on the Ridgeway. It's a famous walk. I'll put some information about it here.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, it's just something about it. Just
Like a little map.
yeah, a little map.
A little guide.
A little guide. Yeah, because I can't be bothered with the boring bits. So you can just pause the video on that, and now you know where we went. Why did you want to walk the Ridgeway?
Why did you?
I didn't. I didn't actually think about the walking part. I know that sounds stupid when you're going on an 85-mile walk, but I didn't think about walking. All I thought about was getting smashed.
I know.
And I succeeded in that.
You turned up with 2 carrier bags and no backpack, just full of booze.
So we were like, what? I think we were at 19, 20?
Yeah, young.
Something like that, yeah. I ain't got no camping gear, and I've turned up to the car with 2 massive bags of booze. And we're meant to be walking 85 miles, so that's like 20 miles a day for
Did you even
4
bring
days.
any food?
Like a few cereal bars, I think. And I had a load of weed, I had loads of booze, but I had no camping equipment. So I borrowed a bag, but this
And a
bag...
sleeping bag. And
Yeah.
the sleeping bag.
I swear the equipment was from World War II or something. So I packed this bag full to the brim with heavy booze, and I couldn't even get up. So we're at the beginning of the Ridgeway. This is it. There's 4 of us. You were really keen on the walking
Yeah, I
part.
remember being quite excited at the beginning.
Yeah.
Just like, let's just crack on.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's find the first bush and just camp.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
That's
was
not,
it.
it's not what happened. I didn't just go, let's find the first boost. What happened was, 5 minutes into this 85-mile walk, 5 minutes, my left thing of my bag, what's it called? What's the thing?
Strap.
Strap, yeah. My left strap fucking snapped off, and now I'm holding the heaviest bag of booze in the world with one strap on. Strap on. So 5 minutes in, I am fucked. So yeah, I'm completely off because now I can't handle this bag, and I can't leave me booze behind.
Did you not still have the carrier bags as well? Isn't that
Yeah.
what even more pissed off?
Yeah, so I had one strap on here, this strap off there,
that brings back
bags of
memories, yeah.
booze. We walked a mile on the first day, and then I thought to myself, we had to get rid of some of the weight. So it was a tactical decision from me to get rid of some of the booze. So we got absolutely f***ing bangered. Yeah. And that was the best time of the walk. I think we can safely say that was the happiest we were. But what we should have done is we should have just camped there and then just gone home the next day, got picked up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that would have been great, because then all the bad stuff wouldn't have happened. So, right, we drank a whole bottle of whiskey.
I'll tell him the rhyme.
There was some girl I knew at school called... I was a prick to her anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Just because I was a 15-year-old fucking idiot.
You really?
Yeah, a massive dickhead. Yeah, I don't like thinking about my past.
Who does?
Oh,
Yeah, who does?
This whole channel was making me think about it a lot, though, because I've fried so many things. Like, I'm writing a script at the moment about anxiety, and I'm having to go through all my most horrible, painful memories. And this script has taken me so long to write because I keep having to stop and like go, oh, that was
Panic
horrible.
attack.
Yeah, like all my panic attacks, like, writing them out in detail. So that video's coming. You've got that to look forward to.
You all just jump into like character, don't you? Just having a little chat. It's like,
What? As it just said.
you got that to look forward to, yeah.
We just what? It's called being a fucking YouTuber, mate.
I thought we have a nice little chat there, and he just straight into it like. No, wait. I think we got to the point. Bed, right? That's good. That's a good point. Wake up.
Yeah, so it's 4 or 5 in the morning, and it gets to about 6, and people are trying to say we got to get up on an hour and a half sleep after drinking a whole bottle of whiskey. So all I hear is the sound of pegs pinging from all around the tent. Ba-ding, ba-ding, ba-ding. And I'm like, what's going on here? And they literally started to wrap me up in the tent, like unpack it with me still in it.
Not even over exaggerating, we literally did wrap you in a tent and try and pack you
and
away.
I'm just like, fuck off!
As soon as you come out of the tent, moan from then. It was moaning from that moment. I remember when you got out, you just looked over, saw another bush, you're like, can we just go and camp there? And just do the same thing again.
We should have just moved bush to bush.
Honestly, I agree now. Now, I agree we should bush to bush.
Bush to bush.
But at that point, we were like, no, we've got to walk 85 miles. And we were like, I think it was like we have to at least do 12 or 15 miles today. And I think when we said that, you had a breakdown.
I had an hour and a half sleep, hungover, had a spliff with my head basically sticking out of a tent. And it was like, right, let's walk 20 miles. And I put my bag on. Obviously, it was still snapped. But now I'm hungover, stoned out my head. I remember needing a shit. And I was like, where do we And you guys were like, well, we just shit anywhere. And I was like, what do you mean shit anywhere? There ain't no box. There's no box.
Some box.
Well, why did I shit in some random bush? I was really starting to regret this walk. So I'm hungover, my bag snapped, I just had a shit in a bush.
Well, you were just bang on about shit this was, and can we camp here and there? And we went through some woods and you thought we were going to get raped by someone.
A bear.
Yeah, and then
a bear.
And then like, you're just making everyone miserable. And then we finally found a calf, and it was like, oh, everyone's happy for like an hour because we're eating.
I don't remember being happy. This happiness you speak of.
Yeah, because everyone's just getting food. But like, it's just like normal, it's nice. As soon as literally we left the calf, is when we went to that field and you got attacked.
Now, I don't know much about sparrows. I'll try and add some sparrow information now. Anyway, so you read that, paused it, yeah? So you now know about sparrows, because I think sparrows nest in grass, because there weren't no trees in this field.
No.
But I must have walked near a sparrow nest in the field, because all of a sudden, this crazy fucking sparrow starts looping round and swooping in at me, to the point where I had to run along and dive on my belly so it wouldn't poke my eyeballs out.
At that point, us three were like, so far ahead of you because you were just like the massive depressive strop at the back.
I was running for my life, man.
We just turned around and sit. I remember just doing this weird thing towards you. You just fucking leap through the air.
Mate, sparrows only that big, but when they're like, you can see it circling around, and it was darting at me so violently. Like, if you've walked the Ridgeway, did you get attacked by this sparrow? Is it like a known thing? It reminds me of that Monty Python bit where there's that cute little bunny rabbit and it just kills them all.
Yeah.
It's like that, it's cute little bird and it's like...
Went for you, man, hard.
So I've had to run through this field for me life because of a sparrow.
Barely ran, man. You took 10 steps, jumped on the floor, and then that was it.
I survived.
The thing is, at that point, I remember from that was the point where you started to make one of the other members turn and they didn't want to do the walk. You started to get Joey involved, and you were like, Joey, yeah, we got to battle this.
Well, Joey just hasn't got any balls. He didn't have any balls to speak up, so I was moaning the whole way. I was going, guys, let's go home, let's just shit. And Joey was thinking exactly the same as me, but he wouldn't say a thing. Would you, Joey? Leave a comment. Leave a comment and, tell the truth. Because you were thinking the same thing as me, mate. It was shit, wasn't it? So the sparrows tried to kill us, and then all of a sudden, it started hailing. And I haven't got any waterproof clothing. I ain't got no waterproof boots.
Your fucking shoes you're wearing, like normal trainers.
Yeah, just some crappy old trainers with holes in them. I haven't got a coat. I've got no waterproofs, and it started hailing. And then we get to this point where you can either go left or right. Now I knew we had to go left. Yeah. All three of them said we have to go right.
True.
And we had a vote, 3-1.
Yeah.
So we went right.
Yeah.
And it was a fucking dead end.
Right up a hill.
Yeah, up a hill. My way was down a hill, the right way. They wanted to go up a hill to the dead end. And it was fucking hailing. Sure. And I crawled under this bush.
I just remember you just sat on the floor. It was fucking so wet. It was like a fucking puddle. And you just got your shoe and did that. And you looked so depressed.
But this bush, I managed to crawl under it and get enough shelter. And I just said to them, guys, you finish the walk. Finish it. Just make sure you come and get me in like 3 or 4 days.
You gave like a speech out of a Hollywood movie. But like, rather than it being the one that like G's you up to like do it, it was the one that completely destroys your soul. That was legit. And at the end, you just give me one split. Come back in 7 days. That's what you said.
Did I ask for one split?
Yeah, you asked for one split. It's like, that'll last you for 7 days. Leave me here. That's what you said. Or whatever, Bush didn't even have any leaves, so you were just getting soaked out. That was only 10 miles in.
Yeah. Only 10 miles. Only 10 miles. You make it sound like
It's not that far, man. 10 miles.
10 fucking miles.
It's not that far.
10 fucking miles. That is a long way to walk with fucking strap on and, you know, trench foot. I've just been attacked by a killer bird.
Well, yeah, there's no way you're carrying on, was it?
Yeah, so what? Why didn't you go on without me?
I don't really know. I think, like, I don't know. I think you just wore us down to the point where we've given up.
Yeah, that was my plan.
10 miles of just constant negativity. What you really need is someone to be quite positive to put you through it, you know?
There was nothing to be positive about. Nothing. It was pure hell. I was still hungover. I'd had an hour's sleep. I was
You're
stoned.
quite happy when we said we're going to quit, though, weren't you?
Well, yeah. Once everyone's been, we're going to
Yeah,
quit.
you're quite positive, then, weren't you? Just,
Yeah.
this is great, yeah.
Yeah, so once you all agree, right, we're going to quit, we're going to find somewhere to camp. So I've crawled out of this bush and we've gone left, which we should have fucking gone in the first place. Yeah, it was just literally a gate.
Camp, just random field.
No, I remember we wanted to try and find an inn.
Did we?
Like proper
Did we actually?
like Jesus Christ. We were like, there must be an inn around here. Knows where we were. We've gone to this little town. Gone into
Remember
this
that town?
Yeah, it's like this most
Weird town.
weird little town. I think people eat people there. I remember we went into this inn. There's no room in the inn. We were like, hello? Spare any bread? We went in there and no one would talk to us. No one would give us help.
Well, we must have looked like a steak.
Oh, yeah. Now, if you've done the Ridgeway, I want to hear from you. Did you get attacked by a sparrow? Did you have a mental breakdown under a bush? What we're going to do, we're going to walk the Ridgeway again. Yeah, we are doing it again.
Fuck off. But when?
I don't know where.
You actually being serious? I thought you were joking.
No, we're doing it again.
You actually being serious about
Yeah.
it? Mate, how far do you walk a day at the moment?
Up and down the stairs a couple of times.
You would have walked 85 miles. It's going to be the same thing again.
I don't smoke weed anymore, so I'm not going to be stoned. I don't drink as much.
I love that. As much.
We're going to walk the Ridgeway. So if you enjoyed this video, please share, like, subscribe, fondle my bell. I make videos every single Friday. I am Danny Fried. He's KJ, my fried friend. Have a nice day. See you later.
See you later.